These are devotions for people at a social distance. This morning in my devotions, I was reflecting on Psalm 85, which has some really beautiful imagery, and in particular, verses 9 through 11 kind of spoke to me today. Surely God's salvation is at hand for those who fear him, that his glory may dwell in our land. And, absolutely, wouldn't we love to have God's glory dwell in our land? Wouldn't that be what salvation might look like for us? But the next verse really speaks to us about how that happens. Verse 10, steadfast love and faithfulness will meet, righteousness and peace will kiss each other. And that image, in particular, righteousness and peace kissing each other, is one that particularly speaks to me. The intimacy of a kiss shows that close connection between righteousness and peace is absolutely necessary for salvation, for God's glory to dwell in our land. Well, what is righteousness? Righteousness is when things are done rightly. It can also be translated as justice because it means when things are done in justice, when right things happen. And so it's when the rightness of how we conduct all of our affairs and peace come together that we will find God's glory dwelling in our land, which means, sometimes we value peace above all else. We want there to be no unrest. We don't want various groups to be upset. And we think when they are quiet, that is peace. But when you have that quiet, when you have the lack of tumult or trouble, without righteousness, without justice in the land, that is not peace, and that is not God's glory dwelling in the land. So it's only when we establish justice in our land that we can have peace that is true peace. So simply wanting anyone who is upset to be quiet and not disturb our peace, not protest, not raise their issues, that is not peace, because peace needs to be intimately kissing with justice and righteousness. And that, in terms of how we think of our relationship with Indigenous people in this country, how we think of our relationship with the land and its resources, I would love to see God's glory dwell within this land, but it will not happen until we attain a justice that is indeed for all people. That is my prayer, and I hope it is all of our prayers for our country. Lord our God, we want to experience peace in our country. We thank you for the peace we do experience, but we recognize that peace is not true peace until peace and righteousness kiss each other. Let us seek for what is right in all our land for all people. Amen.